Test. Is that good? Testing, testing, test. and gentlemen, please welcome to Full Deck, our technical officials. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2022 World Para Series here at the beautiful Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. To start formal proceedings, please welcome Uncle Alan to the microphone to complete the Welcome to Country. underway. This is heat one of 6 men's 100-meter freestyle. Land on floor, we have Jack Ryland, our S4 and Paralympian medalist. He is taking it out hard and fast in first 50 meters. It comes down to the turn. It does look like lane number 5. Sisman is in front. These are both S14 athletes. And as we know, when it comes to parasport, it's not always the first person to touch the wall who necessarily will be the first person through to finals. All comes down to that all-important point score. It's been looking very strong in lane number 5. Ireland coming back nice and strong as we come down under the flag. It's going to come down to the touch. It does look like it is Sisman in lane number 5. Getting over Jack Ireland, our Paralympic medalist, in lane number 4. A great swim to get under heat 1, heat 2, behind the blocks. Heat 2 is in the water and the sun is shining here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre as we see athletes across 5 continents battling it out here over the next 3 days of competition. Lane number 4, Bennett looking very strong coming over from Canada. He's looking like he should turn at the 50 in front. Stewart in lane number 5 as well, looking strong. 2 is Budagina in lane number 3. Lane 4, Bennett looking very strong. Classifies S14 athlete. There's plenty of finals and racing action tonight to qualify for. As we see our Canadian athlete touch the wall, Bennett, nice strong point score there. Plenty of opportunities to make it through to a number of racing opportunities tonight, including the youth final, and that's the conclusion of Heat 2. Heat 3 is behind the blocks. .945 points for Bennett. Last to qualify in Heat 2. This is Heat number 3. Heat 3 in the water, and Alexander Tuckfield in lane number 4 is taking it out hard and fast. He is a Tokyo Paralympian in his own right, and he is proving himself there in Heat number 3. But keep an eye out for lane number 5, Paralympic champion Callum Simpson, our S8 athlete, is in the water. It is Tuckfield turning in first at the 50-metre mark. But as we know, with multi-class system, it's not always the first athlete to touch the wall that necessarily gets the highest point score. So keep an eye on lane number 5. Callum Simpson is currently sitting comfortably in second, but Tuckfield in lane 4, looking long and strong. Great technique, exiting well past his hip as he comes under the flags, and he will hit that wall in a great time here for heat number 3, Alex Tuckfield. And a great battle between 3 and 5, and lane number 3 just touches out our Paralympic champion, In lane number 5, Callum Simpson Tomita from Japan, looking very good to come back and race under lights tonight. And as heat number 3 exits the water, heat 4 is behind the blocks. And as we look at our events today, we have the 100 freestyles, both men and women, the 50-metre backstrokes, 100-metre breaststrokes, and then we'll conclude today's session with 50-metre butterfly action. So plenty of great swimming to come. My name is Braden Jason. I'll be talking you through all events next 3 days. Behind the blocks is heat number 4. Heat number 4 in the water now, and a great start from Nathan Andronicus, a S14 athlete in lane number 4. Lane 1 is getting off to a really strong start on the outside. That is our S10 athlete, Bosberg. So keep an eye on him on the back end of this race. We've had a couple of 900-point scores already from Bennett and Tuckfield, so it'll be a really strong potential A final to come back and race under lights tonight. There will also be the finals, youth finals, and also a next wave race as well. So plenty of opportunities to come back and race under lights tonight, as we see lane number 4 starting to make his moves. Andronicus. Lane 1, Fosberg trying to hold on here. Went out hard and fast. Can he hold on? Looking very long and strong, trying to bring in that 6-beat kick at the back end, but Andronicus looking strong. It's under the flags. Fosberg and Andronicus, it will be Fosberg. Oh, what a great touch on the wall there. This is what Paralympic racing is all about. We love to see it, and it does come down to that all-important point score to see what racing opportunity you will have under lights tonight. As we wait for those results to become official for the men here, our S13 athletes who are from Commonwealth countries could use this race as a potential opportunity to throw their hat in the ring for last potential eligibility to qualify for the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow later this year. Those results just about to become official for heat number 4. Some great point scores, 700s took the top, and this is heat number 5. Heat number 5 in the water. Bit of a blanket start as we get to the 25-metre mark. Lane number 5 looking like they may be slightly ahead. That is Lawrence in lane number 5. Coming down to the turn. 33 is a split for Lawrence in lane number 5, starting to assert his dominance for this 5th of 6 heats here of the 100-metre freestyle multi-class for our male athletes. Plenty of opportunities to come back and race tonight. Lawrence now has a good body length on the rest of the field. Bulkaran looking strong. 2 in lane number 6. Lawrence in 5. Oliver Martin right there in the mix as well. It was a good little battle there to touch that wall in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Those athletes in 2, 3 and 4. Martin looking very strong there. But as we keep saying, we'll continue to say throughout the competition, as the athletes are being asked to exit the pool, it's not always the first person to touch the wall who would necessarily get the highest point score to come back and race under lights tonight at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Our 6th and final heat are behind the blocks of 100-metre freestyle for our men. As those results become official, 600 is the top point score for the 5th heat, and this is our 6th and final heat. Off and racing in our 6th and final heat, we have Saki in 8, Hito in 7, Bertalut in lane number 6, Claire in 5, Zdenov in lane number 4, Jacob in 3, Hui Lil in lane number 2, and Akoto in lane number 1. A varying range of classifications in the pool at the moment: S2, S6, S4, S6, S8, and S3. Saki in lane number 8. Ranging level of impairment in the pool. We'll see the point score as they touch the wall to conclude the men's 100-metre freestyle. A great battle between the 2 athletes in lane number 3 and lane number 5, both S6 athletes, Claire and Jacob. So those 2 athletes are battling against each other. Does look like lane number 5, Claire, is just edging out in front of Jacob at the moment. It will be Claire taking it out over his S6 competitor. Jacob in lane number 4. Snedov in lane number 4, touching the wall in number 3. Not necessarily 3rd, but it does come down to the all-important point score. as we see lane number 6, Bertolute, touch the wall. And the race is never over until our final para-athlete touches the wall here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. It's real drama, it's real tension. It is para-swimming when it comes to multi-class. Obviously, when we go to more international competitions such as Commonwealth Games, Paralympics, World Championships, athletes will be separated into their classification. But at the World Para Series, it is all in to see who is the best of the best here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. As we see our final athlete under the tee. Gold Coast, give them a cheer as we touch the wall in lane number 2 to round out our men's races for the 100 Freestyle World Para Series, the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. And it is Nedov, S4 athlete with the highest point score, 683 is his point score to take out the 6th heat. And there is a number of potential racing opportunities tonight for many of these athletes. It will come down to the point scores to see who will be contesting our finals and other racing opportunities. And here it is our finalists for tonight's final. Bennett's looking very strong. Tuckfield as well, both in that 900 mark. Another 900 for our S14 athlete, Darren Sisman. So, or could we see a potential 1,000 points tonight? Yes, we'll see when we race under lights tonight. This is Heat 1 of our women's 100-metre freestyle multi-class. And we're diving and thriving into our first of 6 for our women's 100-metre freestyle multi-class. And keep an eye on lane number 2 and lane number 6. Both S13 athletes and potentially eligible for qualification to the Commonwealth Games for the S13 100-metre freestyle. So these times could put Mia Hogan on her first Australian Paralympic swim team, and she had a breakout meet at the 2025 Australian Age Championships, taking home a number of gold medals, and I'm sure she'd love to have a gold Australian cap to her name. But lane number 4, Rivard, looking very strong. Ruby Storm as well in lane number 5. It's a great battle between our S10 and S14 athlete. It's come down to the final meters of this, coming under the flags. It does look like lane number 4 will touch out Storm in lane number 5. A great race. Keep an eye on those point scores and times for Mia Hogan and Kiralee Hayes as well, S13 athletes eligible for selection for the 2026 Commonwealth Games. This is their final opportunity. Second last potential race to see them on selection for the Australian Commonwealth Games team. And that's Heat 1 of 6. Heat 2 is behind the blocks.
And the Paralympic star-studded heat number 2 hits the water. Paralympic champion Alexa Leary in lane number 4, and her relay teammate Emily Beecroft in lane number 6. But keep an eye out for Ferreira and Jones, our S13 athletes. This could be their second to last opportunity to throw down a time to qualify for the Commonwealth Games, the S13 women's 100-metre freestyle. That is at 2026 Glasgow Commonwealth Games. As we turn at the 50-metre mark, Alexa Leary showing her incredible performance prowess. That is why she is world champion, Paralympic champion. Could she also become Commonwealth Games champion later this year? Lane number 5 though, Kale Thompson looking very strong, really giving it to the Paralympic champion in lane number 5. S14 classification. It does look like Kale Thompson will touch out our Paralympic champion Alexa Leary in lane number 4. Phenomenal swim by Jenna Jones as well in lane number 3, our S12 athlete. A great battle between Thompson, Beecroft and Leary. Highest point scores will put these athletes through finals and other racing opportunities later tonight. I'll tell you what, as those points become official, it's going to be red hot to get on top of the World Para Series podium tonight. 3 900-point scores in there for Heat 2. This is Heat number 3. Bit of a delay for Heat 3. 3 900s. Point scores thrown down for Heat number 2. It's going to be tough to come back and race under lights for potential A and B finals, youth finals, and next wave racing opportunity. Number 3 is also littered not just with a number of Paralympians, but Paralympians from differing sports. It'll feature Kira Stevens and also Grace Rimolo, our para triathlete. Imagine swimming in the same. Insane, I'd say. Now for a bit of a delay, we are back in racing for Heat number 3 of 6 of the 100-metre freestyle for our women. Grace Brimolo in lane number 1, our para triathlete in the water, showing that swimming is one of her strengths. Lane number 4 looking very strong. Madeline McTurnan, Paralympian in her own right. Paralympic medalist as well. Kira Stevens is in the mix, but it does look like McTurnan in lane number 4 is starting to assert her dominance over Hunsaker in lane number 4. Number 5, sorry, lane number 6, also right there in the mix, Lakeisha Patterson. What a career she's had so far. Madeline McTurnan looking like she'll take out or touch the wall first for our third heat. What about Hunsaker and Lakeisha Patterson in lane number 6? And the points are starting to come in. Already seen a number of 900s thrown down in previous heats, so it's going to be a red hot field of athletes as heat number 3 exiting the pool and heat number 4 are behind the blocks. Two more 900-point scores, Lakeisha Patterson and Madeline McTurnan. Already 5, potentially more 900-point scores. It is going to take top-class swimming to make it through to race tonight. And this is heat number 5 of 6. Heat number 4 of 6 in the water at the moment. Jordan Berryman, our S7 athlete, looking strong in lane number 4. Watch her on the back end of this race. Lane number 2 is taking out really fast Jans van Roensberg. Looking like she will turn at the 50-metre mark in first place. Lane number 5 as well, right there in the mix, Maloney, S10 swimmer. Gemma Selick in lane number 6, looking strong as well. Gemma Selick has been a star of the Australian Age Championships for a number of years and is staring down the barrel for potential selection to the Australian Commonwealth Games team. Could this be the moment for Gemma Selick? But lane number 5 just looking so strong. Maloney set to be a big time and a big point score for Maloney as she touches the wall there. Lane number 6 coming in as well, Gemma Selick. Keep an eye on those point scores. And always the first person to touch the wall who would necessarily go through to the final in first. We've already seen a number of 900s already. A few splashes in there, a few happy, smiling faces. We'd love to see that at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre World Para Series. That is heat number 4. Heat number 5 is behind the blocks. Annabelle Maloney, our 10 athlete, taking out heat number 4. Point score is 659. Heat number 5, behind the blocks. Heat number 5, off and swimming. Operana in lane number 1. Parry in lane number 3. Number 2, lane number 3 is Hancock. Rachel Watson, Paralympic champion, in lane number 4. Griffin in 5. Shoshova in Ivanova in lane 6, 7, respectively. Molly Griffin, our S7 athlete, looking very strong in lane number 5 at the moment, but it will be lane number 3. Sarah Hancock, our S6 athlete, who has turned in front at the 50-metre mark for this 5th of 6 heats. The 100-metre freestyle multi-class for our women. And as we've said throughout, the champions will continue to do so. It's not always the first person to touch the wall who would necessarily take home the highest point score. But as we see, Sarah Hancock in lane number 3, high stroke rate, high kick rate, looking very strong, not looking like she's fading at all for her first race at the World Para Series at the Gold Coast, our S6 athlete. As she comes down to the touch, throws down a solid point score that could see her make it into a potential final berth. A great swim too by Griffin in lane number 5. Molly Griffin, our S7 athlete, took it out hard and fast, but Sarah Hancock held on to touch that wall first. It does come down to the all-important point score as we see lane number 2 pair touch the wall. Perfect racing opportunity for a number of these athletes who will be racing in similar environment at the LA Paralympics. Outdoor racing, so a great opportunity to understand what it's like to swim in an outdoor pool as we see Operina in lane number 1 touch the wall. Paralympic champion Rachel Watson looking strong, trying to hold on to the front end of her stroke in lane number 4. Lane number 6 is still swimming as well. Shishinova building the suspense to see if Watson and Shishova can throw down potential upset in terms of multi-class point score. 1,000 points being a world record mark. Those world records will be made official after those 1,000 points are thrown down at the touching of the wall. So to see a number of 900s already this morning is showing the quality of athlete we have here at the World Para Series, held here at the beautiful Gold Coast. Sun is shining, and so too is Paralympic champion Rachel Watson in lane number 4. As she comes down under the flag, taking a breath to the left, she puts her head down as she strides and glides to the wall, touching with the right arm on a long, strong stroke. Rachel Watson showing why she is a Paralympic champion in her own right. Shishova in lane number 6 is making her way down the pool. Will Shishova potentially upset the rest of the field and throw down a point score to potentially see her come back and race under the lights tonight? Tonight's final session. Lots of racing opportunities as we see lane number 6. Julia Shishova, S4 athlete, touch the wall to round out heat number 5 of 6. The women's 100-metre freestyle. This is our 6th and final heat. Sarah Hancock taking out that heat. This is our 6th and final heat. Our sixth and final heat in the water. Ranging level of impairment in the water, S10, S14 and S5 athletes, and it is lane number 3, our S10 athlete Talise, looking very strong in lane number 3. Looking to upset the field from the final heat. Will she come back to race under lights tonight at the 50-metre mark? Looking very strong. Great push off the wall, just shy of 5 metres where that flag is currently sat. 27 degrees here on the Gold Coast as it currently stands, so very warm. And look at that strong stroke from our S10 swimmer, looking reminiscent of Michael Klim. Nice and strong, 6-beat kick as well out the back. Windmill stroke, they call it, or a Klimmy special for those who know. Please, lane number 3, S10 swimmer, touching the wall, a great time. We'll keep an eye on those point scores to see if that will be enough to see her race back under lights. 500 for Talise in lane number 3. As currently stands, lane number 4 is leading lane number 5 at the moment, and that is Rathod in lane number 4. Mashlakova in lane number 5, S5 athlete. It'll be tough to make that a final, but lots of other racing opportunities for the World Para Series when we come back to race under lights tonight at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Strong kick and a long stroke for our S14 athlete in lane number 4. Come out under the flags with her putting her head down, striding and gliding and urging herself to the wall, and a strong touch, asserting her dominance on that touch pad to throw down her final opportunity to see if and where she'll be racing under lights tonight at the World Para Series. This is day number 1. So much action to come. We've got 50-metre butterflies, 100-metre breaststrokes, and around the morning session, 50-metre backstroke action as well. Number of Paralympic superstars still to come, warming up here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Would be hard to warm up when it's 27 degrees, the sun's out, and stroking very strong in lane number 5. Maxikiova. Veronica, our S5 athlete. Rounding out our field, Veronica, S5 athlete, touching the wall, very strong, with assertiveness. Love to see it to round out our women's 100-metre freestyle. More action still to come, 50-metre backstroke action, so don't go anywhere, Australia. More action to come on 9's Wide World of Sports. And welcome back, Australia, to Nine's wide world of sports. My name is Braden Jason, and it's my privilege to take you through all the action here on day one of the World Para Series here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. We have 2 heats for the men's 50-metre backstroke. This is heat 1. We have 2 heats of this. In this heat, we have athletes from 3 different continents making their way to the Gold Coast to race in the 50-metre backstroke. Love to see it. Big start from our Canadian Paralympian in lane number 4, Nicholas Turbide. Great start there by our S13 athlete. But from the bottom, we've got Ernthorpe, Spencer. Lane number 3, we have Fowler and Poilil. In lane number 2, Nicholas Turbide, our Rio Paralympian, looking very strong, sitting up nice and high in the water. This is going to be an absolute ripping time from our Paralympian in lane number 4. Phenomenal swim there. Lane number 5, touching the wall, very strong too, is Spencer. Just the 2 heats. Plenty of opportunities to come back and race under lights tonight. Hard to know where you're swimming when it's a bluebird day here at the Gold Coast. There's no roof markers to follow. That does not seem to be bothering Poilil in lane number 2. Ahmed Arsama, S2 swimmer, looking very strong in lane number 2. So we come down over the cross to touch the wall, nice and strong, asserting himself on that wall, rounding out our first of 2 heats. Not always first person to touch the wall who necessarily will have the highest point score, but Nicholas Turbide turned on the turbo engines. Touched the wall first, our first of 2 heats. Waiting for those point scores to become official. Hard to swim backstroke outside. Great practice ahead of the LA Paralympic Games. Set to be hosted in an outdoor venue similar to the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre, so great practice for 2 years' time. Paralympics in 2 years' time. Paris seems like yesterday, as we see those events become official. 881 points for Nicholas Turbide, the Turbo Jet superstar, Rio Paralympian. And this is heat number 2, set to go. athletes sit in the water for heat number 2. Tension builds. Drew Theatre, para swimming. Here on day 1 of the World Para Series, Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. Heat 2 of 2. Noah Arkansas in lane number 9, lapping up that Sunshine in lane number 5, our S9 swimmer. So we wait. Getting up to a great start. Noah Arkansas and Cyrus Fosberg in lanes number 4 and 5. They were S9 and S10 competitors respectively. But keep an eye out for Ahmed Kelly as well. This is a specialist event for him. 50-metre backstroke, S3 swimmer. Bit of a battle to start this second and final heat. Great battle between Fosberg and Arkansas. As we come down to the touch, it will be Noah Arkansas, S9 swimmer, lane number 5. He was lapping up that sun to start, and now lapping up, touching the wall first. As we see lane number 3 touch the wall. Snedolf. Ahmed Kelly coming down to the touch. Bit of a glide, but a good touch there for Ahmed Kelly, Paralympic medalist. And that rounds out our second and final heat of the men's 50-metre backstroke multi-class. Coming up is our women's 50-metre backstroke multi-class. First of 2 heats behind the blocks. Our first of 2 heats of the 50-metre backstroke for our women. Ivanova and Shishova back in the water, backing up after the 100-metre freestyle just minutes ago, but lanes number 4 and 5 looking very strong. Jib and Falgrave, both almost stroke for stroke, looking like synchronised swimming at S10 and S9 athletes. Jib maybe just getting in front of Falgrave. As we come down to the touch, it definitely will be lane number 4. Jib, our S10 swimmer, touching the wall in first, but it's not always the first person to touch the wall who would necessarily throw down the highest point score. But nonetheless, you love to touch the wall first, but then you have to sit, wait and watch and hold that suspense to see if your point score is enough. As we see lane number 6, Ivanova, touch the wall there to round out her 50-metre backstroke. And this athlete's coming back after just racing the 100-metre freestyle. The lactic acid hardly would be out of their body by now. But Esther Overton, our S1 swimmer, making her way, 1 metre to go, touching the wall to round out heat number 1, our S1 swimmer. Great swim by Esther Overton. Sorry, we still have another athlete swimming in lane number 2. Julia Shishova, our S4 athlete, 22 years of age. Hugging a little bit towards the lane rope. Still looking strong and still swimming straight. So all the top backstrokers tend to prefer to swim in the middle of the lane. But maybe she's using that lane rope as a way to guide her straight. You don't want to zigzag. It's 50 metres this pool on a straight line, but if you zigzag, very, very easily you can add up that distance. Julia Shishova, a S4 athlete, making her way in lane number 2. Does look like she has those blacked out goggles, not blacked out, tinted goggles. That sun would be shining right in her eyes, and that's something you've got to navigate here. You're swimming outdoors at a beautiful venue like this. There's no roof to protect you from the sun, no roof to spot to try and swim straight. So she's maybe using that lane rope to stay straight. Around 6 metres to swim. Julia Shishova striding and gliding and trying to make her way to the wall. 2 more metres to swim. The Gold Coast Aquatic Centre preparing to get their claps ready to go as we touch the wall to round out heat number 1. As you see there, Shishova's point score may have jumped over a few of her competitors in that heat to reinforce that it's not always the first person to touch the wall that will throw down the highest point score, but it will be full grave. Throwing down the 800 point score, and this is our second and final heat on the blocks. Gold Coast Aquatic Centre, World Para Series, Day 1. Our athletes for heat number 2. And we're diving here into our final heat of the 50-metre backstroke for our women's multi-class. Stroke for stroke at the moment is our S11 athlete, Ishura, in lane number 4, and Belinda Nicholson in lane number 5, S11 and S9 athlete, respectively. Our S11 athlete may be hugging that lane rope a little bit, but being S11, outdoor pool doesn't affect her as much as the other athletes. Touched the wall and a great time and great point score there for Ishura in lane number 4. Leonard Nicholson in lane number 5 as well, throwing down a great solid point score to hopefully come back and race under lights, similar to Campbell in lane number 3. A really solid swim there. Alperina as well in lane number 6. Is starting to move under the flags now. She'll be spotting those flags, counting her strokes and making her way to the wall and touching there. Great swimming from our second. Plenty of action to come. We have 6 heats of our 100-metre breaststroke for our men's multi-class. A number of these athletes will be potentially throwing down times to get them selected onto the Australian Commonwealth Games team. Final opportunity for these athletes, and these times too could also be used to qualify a number of these athletes for their respective benchmark meets. Have European Championships, Pan Pacific Games, as well as the Commonwealth Games. So lots of international racing, but starting off very strong here in February at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. As those results become official for heat number 2, 354 points is what took out heat number 2. This is heat 1 of 6. Often swimming here in our first of 6 heats of the men's 100-metre breaststroke multi-class, a vast range of classifications in the water here. SB9 swimmer Bo Matthews in lane number 5, looking very strong and a good time here this morning. Could throw down the gauntlet to see him make his Australian swim team debut at the Commonwealth Games, but Paralympic medalist Jake Michelle looking so strong, doing his thing, the SB14 swimmer. Look at the underwater work, 10 metres there for Jake Michelle in lane number 4. But Bo Matthews, his coach, would be trembling at the stopwatch, hoping that the wave of Jake Michelle could see Bo Matthews throw down a time to make him eligible for selection for his debut Australian swim team berth. But Jake Michelle, SB14 swimmer, showing why he is a Paralympic medalist. Phenomenal time there. Bo Matthews touching the water as well, and a solid point score. See these athletes come back and race under lights. Budajina as well, throwing down a good point score as well in lane number 2. So keep an eye on those point scores. That was heat number 1. Heat number 2 is behind the blocks and lots of racing opportunities to qualify from these heats to come back and race under lights for tonight's finals racing session. Jake Michelle looking like he's in great form. The point score reflects it as well. 957 points. It's 43 points off that world record mark for Jake Michelle. He should be happy with that swim. That was heat number 1. Heat number 2 behind the blocks. In the water is heat 2. That 100-metre breaststroke. Paralympic gold medalist superstar Timothy Hodge is in lane number 5, an SB8 athlete. He'd be hoping to come back and make yet another Commonwealth Games team. He's done it before, 1 gold before. But Nicholas Bennett, our S14 swimmer, already threw down a great point score in that 100-metre freestyle, potentially qualifying in those medal positions for that A final to race under lights tonight, showing why he's a Paralympian as well. And why wouldn't he be here? The best swimmers are here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre for day one, the World Para Series. Great glide phase for Bennett in lane number 4, really maximising on that kick and glide phase for the breaststroke. Oh, chose to go long and it paid off, did Bennett. On the wall there, great point score. Timothy Hodger, SB8 athlete, touching in second, but not necessarily throwing down the highest point scores. We look down the pool at the moment, a couple of big point scores. It's going to be tough to come back and race under lights tonight. Heat number 3 waits in the shade, awaiting their turn to throw down a big point score. The men's 100-metre breaststroke, heat 3 of 6. Two 900s there for Hodge and Bennett. Some great swimming from heat 2. This is heat number 3. Heat 3 in the water, Tash in 8, Andronicus in 7, Alex Safi, Paralympian, in lane number 6 for LaRoux. Sammy Gould as well in lane number 3. Hell and Nandel to round out lanes 2 in and lane number 1. Already seen 3 900s thrown down for our first 2 heats. So what can heat number 3 do as we see lane number 3, SB14 swimmer Samuel Gould being inspired by his SB14 fellow classification stars Bennett and Michelle. Samuel Gould trying to hold off a bit of a late charge by lanes number 2 in Barrel and lanes number 5 in Riley Moore, SB9 swimmer. Samuel Gould trying to hold on in lane number 3, but it's a late charge from 2, 5 and 6. Whoa, came down to the touch. Great racing there by Moore and Gould in lane number 3 and 5, SB14 and SB9 swimmers. A thumbs up there, looks happy with that one. The shoulders are red. Is it from the lactate? Is it from the beautiful sunshine here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre? That was heat 3 of 6. The athletes are exiting the pool, but we still have lane number 8 still going and touching the wall. There is Harsh, our SB9. So we're rounding out heat number 3, throwing his hat in the ring to come back and race under the lights, and this is heat number 4. Diving into heat number 4 of 6 of the men's 100-metre breaststroke. Nook in lane number 8. Driven in lane number 7. And we come lane number 6, it's Maxwell Elistov, Toga, Declan Budd, Zach Diva, Lawrence in lane number 1. Declan Budd had an absolute standout year last year, making his first Australian Paralympic swim team. Elistov in lane number 5, touching the wall at 50-metre mark, out in front. Now SB9 swimmer in lane 5, Kelistov, is staring down a potential big PB here. What could his point score show? Could he bump some of our Paralympians out of the final to come back and race under lights tonight? We'd love to see how high the competition here on day 1 of the World Para Series. Kelistov will touch that wall in first as we look at those point scores. Very strong SB9 swimmer. Touching the wall in lane number 3 is Declan Budd, SB14 swimmer. Big smiles from Sakdeva in lane number 2. Looks happy with that. Big slap of the water. Another point score takes out heat number 4. The heat number 5 behind the blocks. Look to the pool in lane number 5 and get to appreciate the different ways upon which our different rangeing functionalities use that start phase to really maximise their start. Some choosing to dive off the block, some deciding to push off the wall. And as we'll continue to say, not always first person to touch the ball will necessarily throw down the highest point score. But as it currently stands, it will be lane number 4 touching the wall, but closely followed by our outside marker, Ahito, in lane number 8. 26-year-old in lane number 8, looking very strong. Raj Kumar as well in lane number 7, looking strong. Nikolov really maximising that kick phase. Really strong kick. Nikolov in lane number 4. Bit of a late charge from lane number 8. Great swimming there. Ahito, phenomenal swimming outside. I wonder if Mikolov could see lane number 8 was there. It was Mikolov touched that wall first, the 50-metre mark, but lane number 8 came through. Ahito, great swimming. Showing if you have a lane, you have a chance. Here for heat number 5. the 100-meter breaststroke. A couple more swimmers still to throw down their point score as in lane number 1 gets the job done, throwing down his point score, hoping to come back and race tonight. Number of different racing opportunities available for many of these swimmers. As we see lane number 7, touch the wall, Raj Kumar. SB2 swimmer Melikov in lane number 2, SB2, S standing for the sport, B standing for stroke, being breaststroke, and the number correlating to his classification being an SB2. Sitting up nice and strong on the front end of his stroke to come down over the cross to touch the wall. Melenkov running out heat number 5. Behind the blocks is our 6th and final heat. And just the 4 swimmers in this 6th and final heat. Otto, Rigby, Saki, Inchi. Big underwater work. Lane number 4. Daniel Rigby, SB9 swimmer. Really maximising that glide phase off the blocks. Coming up before the 15-metre mark, looking very good. Inches right there as well in lane number 6, a SB8 athlete. Range of classifications in the water for our 6th and final heat. As it currently stands, it will be Rigby touching the wall first at the 50-metre mark, followed closely by Hinchy in lane number 6. Vitalis Saki, SB3 swimmer, 28-year-old, looking strong in 3. Bit out in front for looking at pure speed, Rigby. Hinchy battling it out. Hinchy trying to bring it back, but Rigby's, maybe his first 15 metres, asserted his dominance too strong, meaning Hinchy can't chase him down. SB9 swimmer in lane number 4, coming under the flags. He will touch that wall first. Throwing down the first point score, but will it hold? Will he be able to come back and race as we see Hinchy touch the wall? 2 more swimmers still to come. Look at lane number 3, Akoto. Throwing his hands forward. on his stroke. We love to see that strong breaststroke recovery from Akoto as he touches the wall. Going down a bit of a strong point score as well. That rounds out our 6 heats of the men's 100-metre breaststroke. This is heat 1 of 5 of our women's 100-metre breaststroke. Diving into some more 100-metre breaststroke action for our women here. Paralympic medalist Kira Stevens making her return after a number of injuries last year. Saw her out of the water, but she is looking very strong in lane number 4. But keep an eye out for Lakeisha Patterson and Gemma Selick, our SB8 athletes. This could be the second to last chance they can throw down a time to become eligible for selection for the Commonwealth Games. The women's SB8 100-metre breaststroke is a race at the Commonwealth Games, which could see Gemma Selick make her first Australian swim team. Strong breaststroke, has taken out this event at the Age Championships a number of times. But Kira Stevens looking very, very strong at SB9 swimmer in lane number 4. Showing why she stood on the podium at a Paralympic level in this race. Showing that she is well and truly rehabbed after a number of injuries last year. But Kira Stevens, look at that. She is back. Kira Stevens returning to para swimming in great form ahead of a big year. Para Pampaks on the cards for Kira Stevens as well. Gemma Selick, Lakeisha Patterson. Very strong. Patterson is in lane number 2. She's coming over the cross now, touching the wall, throwing down a potential time to qualify Commonwealth Games. Lane number 1, Sarah Hancock touching the wall there. Jans and Roosberg. Lane at number 8, and that was heat 1 of 5. Heat number 2 behind the blocks. All eyes will be on our SB8 athletes. Is that time enough? 900 points for Kira Stevens, returning to para swimming red hot fashion. 900 points for heat 1, takes that out. This is heat number 2.
Box.
900 points is the top mark thrown down by Heat 1. But what can Heat 2 bring to the table here at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre? Lane number 4, Brisazy, getting off to a great start alongside lane number 5, Stefanova. Brisazy, SB14 swimmer, really gliding in the second half of this first lap. Great control from an SB14 swimmer. She'll turn first. Head of Stefanova in lane number 5. Berryman right there as well. You can't rule out your outside markers being Yusuf and Sarah Wallace in lane number 1 respectively. These athletes both being SB7 athletes. And may overthrow Brusazy, who will touch the wall clear first, a SB14 swimmer. She'll throw down the first point score, but will it stand, or will our lower classifications knock her off the top spot? Brusazy with a quick time, looks happy with that one. Strong point score as we see Stefanova touch the wall. Big cheer from the crowd in lane number 5. Bit of a battle between lane 3 and lane 2, but it will be in times. Yes, and in 2 looking very strong as well. Throwing down a strong point score. SB7 swimmer in lane number 3 as we see the rest of the field start to make their way to the wall. Yusuf touching there, and Sarah Walsh with a long glide on the wall, but getting the job done. Great swim. Big smiles from heat number 2. Heat number 3 behind the blocks. This is our third of 5 heats. Montana Atkinson getting off to a strong start at SB14 swimmer in lane number 4. Jib right there. Leanne Gould in lane number 6 as well. Leanne Gould's taken out a number of Australian age titles in her tenure at the age championships, but she's swimming up against some of the top para swimmers, not just in the country, but in the world. Attracted here and flocking here. The World Para Series here on the Gold Coast. It will be Atkinson turning into the first position time-wise. Then Gould there as well. Jib there. Looking out for Gillespie in lane number 3. This is our third of 5 heats here. Bit of a battle between Jib and Gould in lanes 5 and 6, the SB9 and SB14 athletes respectively, but Montana Atkinson is just gliding out in front. Alyssa Gillespie may have just overtaken Leanne Gould. Will be Montana Atkinson touching the wall first, throwing down a good point score for the SB14 classification. But it will be Gillespie coming through with a strong last 50 to overthrow Gould and Jib. Maybe Jib and Gould were focusing too much on themselves and missed out on Gillespie gliding and striding. Good to touch the ball in second. High stroke rate finish for lane number 1, Grace Brimelow. Paris Para Triathlete rounding out heat number 3. Two more heats to come. Still places available to come back to race tonight for the night session. With 700 points, our SB14 swimmer Montana Atkinson taking out that third heat. Would that see her make that A final to race tonight? 2 more heats will tell. This is our 4th of 5 heats. And as we dive into our fourth of 5 heats, we know it's not always first person to touch the wall, but when you're in the same classification, it does come down to who touches the wall first. And as we see, Anderson, Pratt, Stover in lane number 6, they're all SB8 athletes, so they'll all be racing against each other. And at the moment, it is Anderson and Pratt, SB8 athletes, looking to try and throw in a quick point score, battling amongst themselves in the SB8 classification. Does look like Pratt's had a really strong last 25 for this first 50. Well, touch that wall first, heading about 1.5 body lengths. On Anderson in lane number 3. SB3 athlete Ocarina in lane number 1. I want to wait and see what she can throw down. The SC3 athlete. She may not touch the wall first, but keep an eye on that all-important point score. Could put her in contention to come back and race tonight. As it currently stands, all eyes on Emily's Pratt, her SB8 athlete, 17 years of age. The SB 800-metre breaststroke is an event at the Commonwealth Games this year. And I'm sure she'll be hungry to hopefully put in a time to qualify for that event as she touches the wall first. It'll be Pratt taking it out for the SB8 athletes. Heat number 4. Followed by Anderson touching there, her SB8 colleague. 4 classifications colleagues, not competitors. The Stover, big cheer from the crowd, hitting the wall in lane number 5. That's like Gobbler SB6 swimmer, Gobel, sorry, in lane number 2. Just touching in front of lane at number 1, Ocarina. Look at that point score as well. We love to see the good point scores, the World Para Series. It's what we come to expect. Lane number 6 coming down to touch the wall. Alexa Lirio, SB7 swimmer. Not renowned for her breaststroke, but clearly they need to focus on that 200 IM. Already Paralympic champion 100-metre freestyle. Now a breaststroke as we see lane number 8 make their way to the wall. Iva Nova, SB4 swimmer, at 38 years of age, touching the wall to round out heat number 4. Just the 4 swimmers in our 5th and final heat. But if you're lane, you have a chance to come back and race tonight. It all comes down to your point score. .400 points it takes out. That 4th heat, it was Gobel. Hit 5 punt blocks. The fifth and final heat for the women's 100-metre breaststroke. Can these swimmers throw down a point score and knock off some of those athletes who may be in warm down, cooling down, assuming they may have made the final or other racing opportunity to come back and race under lights tonight? It'll be lane number 4. Touching that wall first. SB9 swimmers. Number SB9's in the pool at the moment. It is Talise in lane number 4, taking her out to the rest of the field. These competitors entering with no time, meaning that maybe they've got some surprises up their sleeves. Will they come back and race for tonight's session, for night 1 of the World Para Series here at the Gold Coast? It does look like Talise is too strong here to round out the 100-metre breaststroke for the women. Touching the wall in first, throwing down a point score. Watch Campbell in lane number 3. SB9 athlete, 15 years of age. Be eligible for that youth final tonight. Strong touch on the wall there. Lane number 2 throwing their arms forward. Great technique. In lane number 2. Finishing off her kick strong as well. Beautiful breaststroke technique. It's hard to do after racing 99 and now 100 metres. The 100-metre breaststroke. Final competitor in lane number 6, making her way down to round out the field. Maxtakova in lane number 6, SB4 swimmer, 19 years of age. Taking that right lane rope, hopefully not bumping into it too much. That would definitely slow you down. The lactic acid would be building up in your body, making it burn as you come under the 5-metre mark with 4 metres to swim. Maxtakova just about to round out the field and the point score for the 100-metre breaststroke, touching the wall. The point scores are in. Who will be able to come back for the win tonight? Medals on option and available for the taking. 500-point score. Took out that one. As we see, 900, Kira Stevens, the fastest qualifier and also our top point scorer. Wrong return for Kira Stevens. Results come in for our women in the 100-metre breaststroke. And behind the blocks at the other end of the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre, this is heat 1 of 2, the 50-metre butterfly for our men. Wait for the timing system to make its way down to the northern end. Our two S11 athletes get off to a cracking start. Sumito and Kimura in lane number 5. Lying down the pool, but lane number 4 maybe just edging in front. William Martin, Paralympic gold medalist in his own right, trying to hold out a late charge from Sumito and Kimura. William Martin now putting on the afterburners, touching the wall. Great finish there from William Martin for S10 Suma. Sumito and Kimura. Kotomo Hayakata. Great swimming from all swimmers in heat 1 of 2. Exit the pool, waiting for those points to become official. Just the 2 heats. Racing opportunities available for all swimmers. Come back and race tonight. 851 points there. Daniel Rigby taking that one out. Yes, 9 swimmer. And we keep saying Norris first person to touch the wall. Get that highest point score. Daniel Rigby proofs the pudding. Heat 2 behind the box. Heat 2 in the water. Mukundan, Patil, Crothers, Liu, Bishop, Keenan, Harsh. They're our competitors in the water. Ron Crothers throwing his hat in the ring. 50-metre butterfly, not typically his race, but he'd love to come and race that. And the 100 in the Commonwealth Games, he's looking for qualification, but lane number 4, Liu, is just edging in front of Crothers in lane number 5 at the moment. Will be Liu, lane number 3 as well, right there. Bishop, really strong swim there from Lewis Bishop, S9 swimmer. Paralympian medalist, so great swimming there to round out our final heat of the 50-metre butterfly. We love it, the World Para Series. It was filled with Paralympians, Paralympic medalists, gold medalists with 920 points. What tops the table for heat number 2. There's 2 heats here for our women's 50-metre butterfly. This is heat 1. Off and racing in our first of 2 heats for the 50-metre butterfly. Jasmine Greenwood making her World Para Series debut for 2026 here. And look at her go, proving why she's a Paralympic medalist, Paralympian, World Championship medalist as well, and showing why Jazzy Greenwood, lane number 4, proving why she is one of the best in the business at 22 years of age, but Gerard at 15. Up against maybe her Paralympic inspiration, but it is Jazzy Greenwood touching the wall first in lane number 4. Gerard right there as well, lane number 3. We'll wait for those point scores to come in. Ewa Warwick, SB6 swimmer out of lane number 7. Sathi Mandal there, touching the wall in lane number 1. Paralympic medalist Jasmine Greenwood showing why she's one of the best in the business here for heat number 1. Great swimming to start her World Para Series campaign for 2026. If those results to become official. Heat number 2 behind the blocks, swinging the arms, getting warmed up and prepared for some big racing to come back and hopefully race tonight. Yokstova, Finlay, Pascoe, Doris, Berryman, Campbell, and Gandalaga round out. Heat number 2. Danielle Doris in lane number 4, our S7, looking very strong, and given her classification of S7, I dare say this is going to be a great point score to round out the day 1. As we come down to the touch, look at that. Danielle Doris, Dorothy Pascoe there as well, and lane number 5, and Berryman. 3 throwing down a strong point score as well to round out the final heat of the 50-metre butterfly for our women. Yokstova as well in lane number 7. Carl, the 99 metres, 49 metres, and now 50 metres there to round out our competitors. But what a swim. Danielle Doris in lane number 4, pending that point score. I'm tipping it's going to be quite high, and the one to beat potentially tonight if you want to stand atop the World Para Series podium. Watch all the action on 9 now tonight. 5 and 309's Wide World of Sports. The tension's building. Who will make top races tonight? Beautiful day at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. And we'll be back after 5:30 tonight, Australia. So put it in your calendar, set an alarm, and come back and watch the top Paralympic swimmers in the world congregate to the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre to prove who is the best of the best. Live and free on 9's Wide World of Sports.
Another presentation from 9's Wide World of Sports.